In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 14, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Georgetown versus Connecticut. Another compelling week in the Big East concludes this Sunday, featuring an exciting matchup between the Georgetown Hoyas and the formidable 4th-ranked Connecticut Huskies. Georgetown, currently standing at 8-8 overall with a conference record of 1-4, faces the challenge of overcoming the impressive 14-2 record of Connecticut. The Georgetown Hoyas find themselves in search of their second Big East triumph this season. Suffering defeats in 4 of their last 5 games, the Hoyas secured their sole conference victory with a hard-fought 68-65 win against DePaul at home last Saturday. Despite being labeled as 6.5-point underdogs, they narrowly lost 74-70 to Seton Hall on their home turf, bringing their Big East record to 1-4. Notably, the Hoyas have managed to cover the spread in 2 of their last 5 games. In Ken Pomeroy's ratings, the Hoyas hold the 185th position in Division I. Their road record stands at 1-3, including a loss to Notre Dame. With an average scoring rate of 72 points per game, they currently rank 250th. However, their defensive struggles are evident, having allowed at least 74 points in 4 of their last 5 games and conceding an average of 72 points, placing them at the 201st position. On the other side, the Connecticut Huskies aim for their 5th consecutive victory. Despite early season losses to Kansas and a setback in the Big East opener against Seton Hall, Connecticut has bounced back impressively with 4 consecutive wins, including an 88-81 triumph over Butler and a 4-1 conference record. The Huskies, holding the 6th spot in Ken Pomeroy's ratings and maintaining the number 4 position in the AP Top 25, have covered the spread in 3 of their last 5 games. With an unblemished 8-0 record at home, the Huskies are averaging 83 points per game, ranking 25th. However, they have faced defensive challenges, allowing at least 75 points in 3 of their last 5 games and holding opponents to an average of 65 points, placing them 55th. Despite their competitive nature, the Georgetown Hoyas have faced setbacks, covering the spread in losses to Butler and Seton Hall. They possess the capability of getting hot from the 3-point range, a factor that may catch the Connecticut Huskies off guard, especially with a ranked Creighton squad looming in the near future. Georgetown's proficiency in 3-point shooting, boasting a solid 35% success rate, becomes a pivotal element in this matchup. Conversely, the Huskies' vulnerability in defending 3-point shots, with opponents shooting 34.8% from deep against them, positions Connecticut at 280th in 3-point defense. While the Huskies have secured victories, their last 4 wins have been by 7 or fewer points, indicating a tendency to play down to the competition. While Connecticut is likely to emerge victorious, Georgetown's ability to keep the game close cannot be overlooked. Thus, the Georgetown Hoyas to cover the spread as underdogs is our preferred full-game side pick. In their recent matchup against Seton Hall, Georgetown demonstrated offensive prowess by scoring 70 points, a noteworthy feat against a strong opponent. Considering Connecticut's propensity to concede points, allowing 81 and 75 in their last 2 games, the expectation for both teams to engage in a high-scoring affair becomes more pronounced. Moreover, Connecticut stands out as one of the nation's top offensive teams, ranking 3rd in Division I in adjusted offensive efficiency and consistently surpassing the 80-point mark in their last 3 games. In contrast, the defensive struggles of the Hoyas, conceding an average of 74 points in conference play, suggest a potential scoring onslaught, as evidenced by the overhitting in 4 out of the last 5 games between the Hoyas and the Huskies. Over the projected total emerges as our favorite full-game total pick. Memphis versus Wichita State. Wichita State is eagerly anticipating the opportunity to play less than hospitable host to the formidable number 13 Memphis team this Sunday. The Tigers, ranked 13th with a commendable 14-2 record and a perfect 3-0 standing in the American Conference, recently engaged in a nail-biting overtime clash against San Antonio on Wednesday night. Despite being hefty -19 favorites on their home turf, Memphis clinched a hard-fought 107-101 victory. On the flip side, the Shockers stumbled at Temple, suffering a 68-61 defeat as -1.5 favorites last Sunday. Notably, Memphis encountered setbacks in only 2 of their initial 7 games this season, maintaining an impressive 5-game winning streak during the outset. Their only defeats came at the hands of Villanova and Ole Miss. Presently, the Tigers are riding high on a 9-game winning streak, securing triumphs against notable opponents such as VCU, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, Clemson, Virginia, Vanderbilt, Austin Peay, Tulsa, SMU, and UTSA. In the recent showdown with UTSA, Memphis faced a halftime deficit of 37-35 but orchestrated a spirited comeback, ultimately sealing the victory with a 107-101 scoreline. Key contributors included team scorer David Jones, who notched an impressive 26 points and 11 rebounds, along with Nick Jourdain, tallying 18 points and 12 rebounds. Contrastingly, Wichita State initiated the season with a promising 7-1 start, marred only by a solitary loss to Liberty. However, their fortunes took a downturn with a subsequent 1-6 record, succumbing to teams like Missouri, South Dakota State, Kansas, North Texas, and Temple, with a lone victory over Southern Illinois. In the recent clash against Temple, the Shockers found themselves trailing 36-27 in the first half and, despite a slight improvement with a 34-32 edge in the second half, ultimately fell short with a final score of 68-61. Noteworthy was Kenny Poto, who contributed 14 points off the bench, emerging as the sole player in double figures for Wichita State. While Memphis is undoubtedly the superior and informed team, boasting a 9-game winning streak, their against the spread record stands at 6-10 for the season, with a concerning trend of failing to cover in 5 consecutive games. On the other hand, Wichita State is grappling with losses, holding a 4-9-1 against the spread record for the season. Despite their struggles, the Shockers have demonstrated resilience against formidable opponents like Kansas State and Missouri State. The Charles Koch Arena is anticipated to be a fervent battleground, so the Wichita State Shockers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Looking at the historical matchups between these teams from the previous season, the games averaged an impressive 163.5 points per game. This season, both teams have displayed a tendency to favor the over, with Wichita State participating in 8 games exceeding the total, and Memphis maintaining a 10-5-1 over record. According to Ken Palm's Tempo ratings, Wichita State holds the 56th rank, while Memphis stands at 22nd, suggesting a high-paced, high-scoring encounter. The Tigers have consistently scored over 77 points in 9 of their last 10 games, while the Shockers, despite a dip in offensive efficiency, have managed at least 80 points in 5 games this season. The over is favored, with a 7-3 record in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Considering the cumulative statistics, the over has been successful in 18 out of 30 games played by Memphis and Wichita State combined this season. Memphis's recent 107-101 victory showcased their offensive prowess, shooting at an impressive 53.2% with 57 points in the second half. However, they also allowed 59 points in the same period. The Tigers' proficiency in scoring inside the paint, evidenced by 36 points against UTSA, suggests a potential for at least 30 points in the paint in the upcoming matchup. With both teams embracing a high-tempo style of play and the Shockers' emphasis on rebounding, second-chance opportunities are likely. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Maryland versus Illinois. On Sunday afternoon, the Big Ten Conference play will resume with an exciting matchup featuring the Maryland Terrapins against the number 10 Illinois Fighting Illini. Maryland is coming off a notable home victory against Michigan, securing a 64-57 win and narrowly covering the spread as 6.5-point favorites. In a parallel scenario, Illinois secured a hard-fought home win over Michigan State with a 71-68 victory, just missing the cover as 3.5-point favorites. The teams clashed last year, resulting in a 5-point victory for Maryland on their home turf. The Terrapins had a solid start to the season with a 9-4 record, notching wins against Mount St. Mary's, UMBC, South Alabama, Rider, Penn State, Alcorn State, Nishalls, UCLA, and Coppin State. Despite losses to Purdue and Minnesota, Maryland bounced back with a significant win against Michigan in their most recent game. During the match against Michigan, the Terrapins faced a 33-21 deficit at halftime but made a remarkable comeback in the second half, outscoring their opponents 43-24. Donta Scott led the charge with 22 points and 4 rebounds, supported by Julian Reese's 14 points and 13 boards. On the Illinois side, they faced setbacks only against Marquette and Tennessee in their initial 9 games, boasting a 7-2 record. Subsequently, the Fighting Illini have maintained a 5-1 record in their last 6 games, with their only loss against Purdue. Their recent victory over Michigan State showcased a close contest, with a 71-68 win. Ty Rodgers, Marcus Damask, and Coleman Hawkins led the scoring with 15 points each and a combined 14 rebounds. This upcoming match adds to the Sunday Big Ten lineup, with Rutgers and Michigan State playing just before. The State Farm Center anticipates a lively atmosphere, given Illinois' impressive performance this season, holding a 12-3 record and currently ranked number 10 in the AP Top 25 poll. Their prowess extends to both offense and defense, ranking among the top 25 in both categories according to Ken Palm. The Illini's defense stands out, ranking number 21 in adjusted efficiency, number 4 in effective field goal percentage, and number 2 in two-point percentage. This poses a challenge for Maryland, whose offense has struggled, averaging only 71 points per game and ranking poorly in various efficiency metrics. Illinois has showcased resilience, winning 3 out of 4 games without their top scorer, Shannon Jr., and covering the spread in each of these games. On the contrary, Maryland has faced road struggles, losing 3 games and failing to cover the spread. The front court strength that propelled Maryland to victory in their last game might not be as advantageous against Illinois, given the presence of Gurrier and Hawkins as formidable post players. Marcus Damask's emergence as a scoring leader adds another dimension to Illinois' offensive prowess. Maryland's offense faces a formidable challenge, ranking 176th in the nation, while Illinois boasts the 22nd best defense. The Illinois team exhibits a distinct home court advantage, maintaining their performance consistency even in the absence of Terrence Shannon Jr. Maryland's offensive limitations make them an unlikely candidate to upset Illinois on their home turf. Consequently, the Illinois Fighting Illini to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The outcome of this game is expected to be influenced significantly by the battle in the trenches, with both teams featuring multiple post players who contribute double-digit points. Utilizing the post effectively slows down possessions, requiring teams to set up rather than relying on fast breaks. Additionally, these front court players negate each other's scoring impact, creating a strategic dynamic. Maryland, ranking 297th in tempo, is likely to adopt a slow-paced approach, further slowing down the game. This deliberate style has contributed to their recent trend of hitting the under in the last 4 games and 5 of their last 6. Ken Palm's data emphasizes Maryland's deliberate play style, running at a slow tempo of 66.1 possessions per 40 minutes, ranked 66.1. This deliberate approach has limited opponents to an impressive 63 points per game, ranking 20th nationally. Illinois, with a stout defense allowing only 67 points, might find comfort in Maryland's lower shooting percentage. The matchup between Donta Scott and Quincy Gurrier, both 6'8" and around 225 pounds, adds to the expected physicality of the game. Maryland's games this season have consistently gone under the total, emphasizing their defensive approach. Illinois' ability to score high numbers adds value to the prediction of a lower scoring affair. With both teams hitting the court early on Sunday, the game may unfold slowly, requiring time for the offenses to find their rhythm. Expect a physical contest inside, resembling a slow and deliberate Sunday morning. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.